Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you're all in the best of your health. According to our today's lesson planner, we have Workbook Unit 1, Part A and Part B, which is related to parts of speech and punctuation marks. So let's begin our first question, that is, do you know or do you remember the 8 different parts of speech you have learnt before? Write down their names over here. So in the first question, we will simply write down the names of our 8 parts of speech that we have taken in our grammar book or in our workbook. So we will simply name them, like the first one is noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, conjunction, preposition, and interjections. So all of these are the names of the parts of speech. This is what you're going to do in question number 1. Then we have question number 2, which is tick the correct answers. So what we have over here, we have definitions of some of the parts of speech over here, like of pronoun, adverb, and of conjunction. So we are going to choose the correct definition of these given parts of speech. Like the first one, what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word which describes a noun, or it is a word that is used instead of a noun. So obviously we have read about pronoun before, and it is a word that is used instead of a noun. For example, he, she, it, they, etc. Second one is an adverb. What is an adverb? Is it a word that is added at the end of a verb, or it is a word which describes how the actions are done? We know that adverb is something that is a word that shows us how the action is performed or how the actions are done, like quickly, slowly, or rudely or sweetly. All of these words are showing me that how something has been done. So that's why we can say that adverb is a word that describes the action, how the actions are performed. And the last one is conjunction. What is a conjunction? Is it a word that joins two groups of words, or it is a word which means belonging to something? We know that a conjunction is a joining word. The conjunctions are used to join two or more than two sentences, phrases, or clauses. For example, and, or, but, and yet. So these are the words that join two or more than two groups of words. Alright, so this was our question number 2, in which we had to circle the correct definitions of the given parts of speech. Now our question number 3 is make the lists of the followings. So some of the examples have been asked related to the given parts of speech, like 3 of the given examples, 4 or 5 examples. So we are going to simply fill the entire column with the given examples, like 3 common nouns. First of all, we need to figure out what are common nouns. We know that common nouns are the general names or the common names of person, places, or different things, which is not really special or particular, like hat, tree, boy, and you can also write your own. Then we have proper nouns. We know that proper nouns are the names of specific individuals. They're particular, they're special names of a person, place, or different things. And it should also be reminded, and it should also be remembered, that proper nouns always begins with a capital letter. For example, Karachi, Mount Everest, Asia, all of these are proper nouns, special names. Then we have adverbs. We are going to give 4 different examples of adverbs. First of all, what is an adverb? We have underlined an adverb at the top example, which means that an adverb is a word which describes how the actions are done, which shows us that how something is happening. For example, quickly, most of the adverbs ends with ly. Not all, I said most. Quickly, slowly, sweetly, rudely, etc. Then we have 4 different adjectives. Now, adjectives, what are adjectives? Adjectives are those words that modify or describe a noun or a pronoun or other words. For example, or in short, we can say that adjectives are those words that tells us the quality of something, like round, ugly, short, tiny, etc. The second last is conjunctions. What are conjunctions? We have read it on the top, that these are the words that join 2 or more than 2 sentences, clauses, or different phrases, like and, but, or, yet, because, etc. The last one is prepositions. We are going to give 5 different examples of prepositions. And what are prepositions? These are those words that tell us that what is the position or location of something in relation to others. Like the position of something, like is it at the door, on the door, in the door, under the door, by the door. So this was our question number 3. Let's see what we have in part B now. Now we are on our part B, that is related to punctuation marks. Let's see what's the question. Name the following punctuation marks. Some of the marks are given over here. You can say punctuation marks are given over here. We will simply figure out what each of these marks represent. Like the first one, everybody knows that it's a question mark, and this has been used, and we use this question mark at the end of a question or when we are asking something. Then we have a comma. Comma is used in a sentence when we separate items in a series, or when we separate things in a sentence. We use comma in between. There are many different uses of commas. Then we have a semicolon. We use semicolons to join two different or two independent clauses within a sentence. Then we have a dot, which is represented as a full stop, or we also call it a period. So we use full stop. As we all know that we use a full stop at the end of every sentence. Then we have these commas, which are also known as quotation marks, but we call it inverted commas. And remember that inverted commas are used to show the exact wordings of someone else. Last one is apostrophe, and remember that we use apostrophe when we leave out any of the letters from the word, or when we are making the contractions of other words, when we are writing the short forms of other words. We always use apostrophe in between. So these were the punctuation marks and parts of speech that we had taken today. I hope you understood today's lesson. Thank you so much for listening.